Good morning or good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks again for attending my session on how to create Google Forms using QR codes and also grading using Flubaroo. I just wanted to take some time to create a screencast for all of you in order to show you how to create your Google Forms. So if I am talking or I'm helping someone else right now and you have some questions, you can watch the screencast on your phone. And you can have your computer side by side and you can be creating your Google form. So the first thing we're going to do is we've already signed into Google, into our Drive, okay? And we're going to click on Drive up top. That's going to bring me to the page that's here, and everything in your Drive is going to be right in front of you. Now up here in red it says to create, so I'm going to click on create. I'm going to scroll down and click form. And then what's going to happen is it's going to say choose your title. So I'm going to call this Google Form Presentation. And then it's going to give you all these different options to choose from. It always comes up with the default setting. I usually choose the notebook paper because obviously we're in school and kids use notebook paper to write things down. And then I'm going to click OK. Now that's going to bring me to a page where I can start to work on my form and create my questions. It's really helpful in using Google Forms for formative assessments, and it will do data analysis for you. So those of you that are working with and creating your CFAs and using your CFAs, this might not be a bad tool to use. First thing we want to do is go up here to form settings, and we are going to uncheck the require Mentor Public Schools login to view the form. The reason I do that, I click and then I'm going to click OK. The main reason I do that is I'm not really sure most of the students log on or use their Google Drive, so we want to make sure that it's available to them if they are not using their Google Drive. So now we're ready to start and create our form. So the first one I want to do is I want to make it a text. And I want to put these students, always put first and last name. So that way you can identify your students. We're going to make it a text question so they can type their name in the box. We're going to click required and we're going to mark done. And this little asterisk right here indicates that this is going to be a required question. The next question, which I always tend to add, is I'm going to add what mod they're in so I can identify them as well through that. That'll save us a little bit of time. So we're going to click on the box here of question type. And we're going to go down to choose from a list. And up in the question title I'm going to put mod. And what I want to do here is I'm going to use single digit numbers, because when we send the responses into the form, if we have 1-2 or 3-4 in the form and when it's graded, it's going to turn it into a date, and we don't want that. We just want single digits. So I'm going to make 1, 2, I'm going to call 1. And then 3 for my 3-4 class, 11 for my 11-12, 13 for my 13-14, and 15 for my 15-16 class. And then I'm going to go down here, click required. There it is, and then they'll be able to choose from this list. Now, some of you are probably wondering, well, what is the form going to look like when we're finished? You can always go up here into the toolbar and click on View Live Form, and you can see here's our Google Form presentation. The required, the asterisk means the question is required. My first and last name. The students click submit when they're done. Alright, so I just click X, I X out of that. Google Forms will save it automatically so we don't have to worry about losing that data. I'm going to add one more question. I'm going to make this one multiple choice. What is your favorite subject to teach? And then we can type as many options as we want. I'm going to put science, math, social studies, and English. I'm going to click required, and then I'm going to click done. So for all intents and purposes, this is enough to show you guys what you can do. Now, if you look on the add item, one other thing I want to show you is you can add an image. So if you wanted to put a graph, or you wanted to put a word problem in here, you could add the image rather than typing it, and then the kids could use that and then answer the questions from there. You could also stream a video from YouTube, and all these other things. You can break into page breaks and do section headers. You have all kinds of options. We're not going to do that. So now we're going to go down and we're going to send the form. So I'm going to click send. And then I always like to send the form to myself, and it's going to come to my email, and you'll probably actually hear it here in a minute. So if you type in your name, your email will come up because we're on Mentor's domain. You click enter, click send. Now you're going to get choose response destination. I want to create a response destination, there's the beep, in my email box. So I'm going to click create, and now go to my email. Here's my Google form presentation. I'm going to click on it. Here's the URL. Here's the actual form, and I'm going to take the form. So my name is Brad. Say I'm in Mod 1, and I like science, and I'm going to click submit. Now my response has been recorded. So if I go back into Google, and here is my response in the spreadsheet. And then from this spreadsheet later on, I'll show you guys how to grade the material. Thanks, and if you have any questions, feel free to email me or follow me on Twitter at Science9Cards. Thanks again, and hopefully you enjoyed everything and learned something.